To get a book onto Amazon, you need to go into KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing.amazon.com. You make an account. It takes a little bit of work. You need to include financial information because if you're putting a book onto KDP, theoretically, you're going to make money. And so you need to have banking information, tax information, all of that fun information. There are all of these different tabs up top. One of them is reports. Reports looks like this. Your estimated money today, yesterday, this month, the number of orders. Your KNP is how many pages of Kindle Unlimited people have read. You can do monthly down here. So royalty estimator for each day of the month. Kindle Unlimited pages is where I usually keep it. Book orders. This was a free day. It's not that it's not that I sold this many books. There was a day I had a book that was free in one of those Stuff Your Kindle events. And so that's what that was about. Anyways, this is what all of that is about. There's other reports. You can specifically look at your orders, and then you can see which books people have ordered over the month. Again, you can look at which books people are reading under Kindle Unlimited, month to date, pre-orders, royalty estimators. If you have books under Kindle Vella, that's a different reporting base. So there's a lot of different reports here that you can go through and look at. So this is great. And you can come back to Bookshelf here as well. Then this is the community page. And this is where you can just ask the community a lot of different questions. And so a lot of people will answer. A lot of people have had the same questions. So you can just come in here and ask and get a lot of questions before you go for help, because you might need to ask help one day. And if you need to ask help, KDP isn't the worst. It's not always great, but this is where you'd go for that. But coming back here, let's say you needed to create a book. So I'm going to get rid of these two tabs because right now it's kind of cluttering up my display. Once a book is up, this is what it looks like. My ebook is live. My paperback is live. This is how much I charge. I can actually open it on any one of these Amazons if I want to see how it's doing. I can promote and advertise. So there's a lot of information here. Maybe I'll do a video on that if somebody comments that that's what they would like. But for now, we're going to talk about getting a book up. So there are a lot of things to fill out. I have a couple of books open because sometimes I like to compare and contrast, not always. So the first thing you would do is create. I usually create in a new tab in case I need to come back. All right. And I think this one's a blank one as well. I'm going to come in here and I have a blank form. And there's 3 tabs: details, content, pricing. 1, 2, 3. I'll start with my book title, Synagogue, and my subtitle, which is optional. I am going to leave this blank. Now, if you saw on the ISBN, I put it in. I'm going to leave it blank here because from what I understand, Amazon used to really push for subtitles, and now they're pulling back saying, don't add subtitles. I don't know which way it goes, but it's really easy to leave this little optional part out. Now it says, is it a series? This is a series. This is going to be a 3-book series. So I'm going to say add to series. Now it says, what series do you want? And it's a new series. So create a series, and it's going to be main content. And I'm going to set up a new series. And the series title is going to be The Pebblestone Chronicles. This is really easy to fix later if you do anything later. It is ordered, and it's a description. And I actually have the description right here. So I can just copy this and come back here and plop that down there. And say submit update. And then I'll just bring me right back to where I was. So you don't even have to do that early. It now just says, hey, Pebblestone Chronicles, book 1, done. You can say book edition 1. I usually just skip that. I am the author. And then my description. Again, I'm going to come right over here. Notice that this is bold and this isn't. So when I come from Google over to here, there's going to be some extra spaces. And I am going to come and say, I want this to be heading 4. That'll make sure it's bold when it actually goes live on Amazon. And then I own the copyright. And no, there is nothing sexually explicit in my little YA book. And then reading age. This is a really complicated bit. If you say yes here, by the way, if you say sexually explicit images or title, it'll get buried on Amazon. I would say, unless you have something really, really, really explicit, to always say no and just say 18 plus if you have something you're worried about. So for my books, Veiled Phoenix, I said no and 8 to 18 plus. And for Wolf Healer, I said no. And I didn't even put in ages because it's optional. I think I'll go that route. So I just said no. No ages for restrictions. Just no. Okay. Amazon.com. Categories. You don't have to do categories. I don't know why you would skip it. For Veiled Phoenix, let's see, I have werewolves and shifter, even though this is a Phoenix one, because there is no Phoenix shifter option. I have wizards and witches, which we don't have. And then, of course, the young adult LGBTQ. Here I also have siblings, because there's lots of siblings in my series. It helps to look at this whole line because there is a lot in these to have to try to follow. And so what I'm going to do now is I am actually going to get Xenagog up through my categories, as well as Yugen and Zephyr. So I'm going to get everything up to this point. Okay, so everything is got up now, and we got everything to this point where we are at the keywords. And this is such a fun thing to see because the very first time I did this, I read keywords and I was like, high school, werewolf. And I just thought, hey, this isn't going to be very hard. It's something very simple and small. And then I joined a group, author ad school, and they were like, don't miss out on this opportunity. Keywords are typically short phrases, up to 50 characters that people type in. So you want to try to hit everything. So that's subtitle I didn't put in. This is where I'm going to put that type of thing in. So YA, LGBTQ, urban fantasy, werewolf. All these are words I would put in here. Maybe ebook. This is the type of thing I want to put in here. YALGBTQ, low spice, werewolf, shifter ebook. I know they seem really similar, but they're different words that people might add in here. Now, one of the reasons I have these other books in here, especially Wolf Healer, I have this in here, which is good because this is a sapphic book. And I'm going to actually put this here. I'm going to put it in all of them. Some people say that's not how you should do it. You have so many opportunities, but I am going to. So teen and young adult, queer, werewolf shifter. Perfect. It saves me time. So I'm going to go about getting my keywords done. I would suggest when you're looking for keywords, go and look into, there's different things you can do. You can look up keywords in rocket something rocket, something I obviously don't have. It's there's different places where you can go look up different keywords and how popular they are and how likely they are people are going to look up those specific keywords. And that's a great way to make sure you get keywords that are relevant and ones that people are actually going to look up. So if that is something you think you're going to want to look up and work through, I would highly, highly suggest doing that. So, yeah, I would go for that. It is not just coming up with these on your own, but looking up other, talking to people and figuring out what other people might look up. Okay, so the next thing we do on this very first page, there's a lot so far, right? We put in the name, the series, the age limits, the categories, the keywords. The very last thing we're going to do on this page is say either we're ready to release my book right now, which I am not, since I've written the book, but I haven't done anything else with. People are right now querying it, but are critiquing it, but I haven't gone through any of the rest of the editing process, and it is not ready to release right now. So I'm going to make it available for pre-order. And I believe I am going to set this to be free on April 11th. That is my goal. Now, it tells me in big bold letters that I have until April 7th to get this up. I'm going to get emails every now and then saying, make sure it's all up by April 7th, like in a month. And I'll go, what? Oh, wait, April 7th. I have plenty of time. Okay. As soon as I hit save and continue, here are a few fun facts about this. I can move April 7th forward. So if this is all done early and I want to release this book in February, great. Amazon is all for you releasing books early. If it has to be released after April 7th, April 8th, or later, that is counted against you. So this date is like a hard wall in Amazon's world. And if you have to go after this date, or you miss this date, or anything happens, you might have to redo this whole process again and create a new book entry. So you need to be pretty careful with this date. So hitting save and continue is like, oh, okay, it's done. Yeah. Okay, so once we get to this next page, I'm just gonna like work through the rest of this book and not worry about the other two. The next one, it says add digital rights management. I do this. It just is an extra layer of protection. Then it says, are you ready to upload? I am not. It says, do you want to use our cover creator? I do not. I actually have a cover I want to upload. So I'm going to click this. Writing. And I want ebook. It says to complete uploading your file for pre-order, please click save and continue. At the bottom of this page, and go to the next page, which we are going to do. If a file is not uploaded by the deadline, your pre-order will be canceled. This is a big deal. This you can get like a 1-year suspension, which they don't mention here. Like, you need to be very careful. Next, AI generated content. This is one of the new things that they just recently added. Did you use AI tools? I did not. Every time you change anything, they re-ask this question. I can't launch a preview. Next, it says, what is your ISBN? Well, we have an ISBN right here, ebook ISBN. If you don't have an ISBN, they will. Ebooks aren't required to have them, but I prefer to have one. Save and continue. Okay, now we get to page 3. This is where the magic happens. Can't do a pre-order without this page. Here is the big one, KDP Select. This is Kindle Unlimited. A few rules about Kindle Unlimited. It is 90-day program. That means every 90 days you're not offered anything. It automatically re-enrolls. But if you check the date, you can click on that date, I want to take it out, and then it can go wide. As long as you're in KDP Select, you cannot put your ebook anywhere but Amazon. Let me repeat that. If you are in KDP Select, you cannot put your ebook anywhere but Amazon. You can't put it on Ingram Spark. You can't put it in Drift to Digital. You can't put it anywhere else. You can't put it in the library. You can't put it on any other site. Nowhere. No bookstores, no libraries, nowhere. It can only be here. This is saying, hey, bam, my book is only on Amazon. But it also means new readers who may not read your book otherwise might check out your book. This is how new indie authors can be tested safely. I find it's worth it for me. Now, this is always funny. Which plan do you want to be on? I want to get 70%. Personally, I like having a little extra money. It does, if you look at 35%, you can charge way more money. 70%, it limits how much you can charge. That's okay. I am willing to go by that range. If just FYI, whatever people pay, it won't come out of their bank or into your bank until the day of the pre-order. And then everything else gets automatically filled in. So yay on that. And then as soon as I click this, my book will be on Amazon in the next between 2 hours and 72 hours. When I hit submit for pre-order, it is saving. This is going live, everybody. It says it can take up to 72 hours. It says, do you want to start your paper book back now? If I say sure, just so you can see what happens, I don't always do this. A lot of stuff will automatically go in, which is really nice. A lot of this front page matter goes in, which is really nice. Some things that don't go in are the categories because they're different. I would change ebook to book because it's no longer an ebook. You might change a bunch of these because people who are looking for books and ebooks are looking for different things. And you can change your keywords at any time. The categories are pretty much the same. Okay. I might change these later. For the book, you can also say, schedule this way out for, oh, I can't go past here. All right, I wanted to show you something on the next page. I can't, so I'm going to have to save this as a draft. All right, so I can't do any of this. So I couldn't do the paperback because you can only do a paperback for a few months, and so I couldn't go out as far as April. All right. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.